Thank you. Run the roll, please.
Hill,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
Schweitzer,
Yes.
Ingen,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Davis is excused, and Holland.
Yes. Okay, before I ask you to approve the agenda, I want you to note a couple following things here. Under resolutions, item 3 in your packet, the resolution was dated incorrectly. Should be this evening's date, not the 11th. Okay, everybody with me? All righty. Let's go to item 4, and I'm gonna ask and recommend we take no action on this. When we get to it, I'll have Steve talk about this. Okay, everybody with me? Upon that note, then I will ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Got a motion by Engen,
Second.
second by Holland, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
What did he say about 3?
The item 3 was in the resolution in your packet, it was dated incorrectly.
Oh, dated incorrectly, okay. I thought you were throwing it out.
No, just improper date.
That's my hearing, not your problem.
You're- Okay, so I have a motion carries. Let's go on to public comment, please. Mr. Craig Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. I have a couple of pages worth of handouts here. So keep you guys busy for that. Yeah. So, John. Thanks for, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Sure, thank you.
Well, as usual, on behalf of Heartland Acres, I usually end up showing up at the council meetings about this time of year because it just so happens to coincide with the hotel motel taxes coming up. So what I wanted to do this year is give the council a little bit of information and some updates on Iowa tourism. So Iowa tourism, if you just open to your first page, it's a pretty big industry for Iowa. And for those of us that are involved with Iowa tourism on a day-to-day basis, we realize that and we recognize it. Iowa tourism is a $7.2 billion business for Iowa. That's roughly the same size as the cattle business is in Nebraska. So it's a pretty significant number. Retail services, food, outlets, museums, hotels, that kind of stuff, those are all bringing dollars in. And if you know, if you're coming from out of state, those dollars that come in are even that much more precious to us, dollars that we didn't have before. On average, Iowa tourism will employ about 64,000 people. Okay, that's across the state of Iowa. Again, that's through hotels, motels, restaurants, museums, and attractions. So, you know, I guess I'm part of that, a very small part of that employment in Iowa. Now, the other interesting number is that travel-generated payroll in Iowa is $1 billion, a little over $1 billion. So we've got some significant numbers being generated here in that you've got $7.2 billion in essentially sales for tourism, and you know, $1 billion of that is going back into payroll for everybody that's associated with tourism. The other big number for Iowa for 2011 is tax revenues generated out of tourism is $328 million. That's a pretty significant number to the budget in the state of Iowa. That's just the big overview of what's going on in Iowa tourism, the dollars generated. Those numbers are 2011. I've got some updated numbers I found just recently that came on the internet, but you're still pretty close to what the Iowa tourism industry is amounting to for us. Pages 3 and 4, which just go to the fast facts of Heartland Acres. And for those of you that have been at Heartland Acres, you've seen our displays. You know, the interesting thing that we have going on at Heartland Acres is stuff's always changing for us. So, you know, as we wrote some of these fast facts down about what you'll find at Heartland Acres, some of them are already outdated. And this is only a year old. I didn't have time to go back and update all this, but we do have constantly changing displays. And the numbers of people that are coming to Heartland Acres has typically grown. Now, last year we had a down year in the museum, which wasn't out of the ordinary compared to some other places in Iowa that were also seeing down numbers. Some of it was the weather, some of it was, you know, the price of gas or whatever might keep somebody home. So that could turn around again this year and be back up to an average. But on average, our campus is gonna see about 35,000 people a year total. That's for the event center and the museum total. And those are pretty significant numbers for our little corner of the world when you think about the population of Independence and Buchanan County and the number of people going across that Highway 20 right in front of us every day. Finally, and does anybody have any questions on that first batch of information? Okay. A 2012 review of Heartland Acres, and these numbers, I was putting these together today, just thinking about what all has gone on in just the last 12 months, let alone the last 5 years. But in 2012, we saw our 200,000th visitor come to the campus. So that, again, that was a combination of event center visitors and museum visitors. We've been open for 5 years, and I'm on the last page now if you guys are all keeping up with me. We've been open for 5 years. Last year is pretty significant in that out of 365 days, 340 of those days, the campus was open for business. Heartland Acres supports a lot of projects in town, programs, other entities. 69 events were supported either free or discounted that we stood up to and helped, not only with the rental space but also with labor. 225 events were held in the event center or the museum last year. So if you do the simple division on that, 225 divided by 52 weeks, we did stay pretty busy. And we've got a lot of room to grow, believe me. That's a great number to have, but we've got to improve on that yet. We did 25 news releases. Those are that I could find. Some of you that are on my news release list probably think it's more than that. We were on one nationally televised show on RFD last year, Channel 65 at Anytel. One state televised program, Iowa Public Television, Kids Clubhouse. We did that again just this March. One local televised appearance on KWWL. Heartland Acres also had articles written on us or was talking about some of the displays we have in 2 national magazine articles, Farm Collector and Farm Journal. We had 3 tractor rides last year, which brought a significant amount of people from out of town with their tractors, and thanks to the police department, I think you guys escorted all 3 of them in. We've got 2 more coming this year, so. But, you know, 199 total tractors going through Buchanan County over a period of 3 different tractor rides. That was a lot of fun to watch. We have 2 full-time staff members, myself, Brian Bell, who's our event manager. We've got 9 part-time or seasonal staff that work on campus. We had 471 volunteer hours or intern hours, and that seems like a lot, but that could almost be double. We've been attracting a few more volunteers. This year we expect to see more folks out there, even if they're out there just to talk with a guest. That's very helpful to us. Let's see, we had a total of 16 volunteers. Some of those range anywhere from, they might have been out for an hour or 2 hours. We had 3 interns last year, 2 from UNI and 1 from Iowa State. We have 13 board members. We have what's becoming kind of an annual program for Heartland Acres in that we have 5 programs throughout the year: the fishing derby, the chili cook-off, spring toy show. Now that one was last year, it won't be this year. A tractor ride, family fish day, and we're still going to grow some of those. We'd like to get up to about 6 or 7 events throughout the year that are cornerstone events for Heartland Acres. Either myself or one of my staff members or a volunteer attended one of 10 events that we found outside of Buchanan County, and that was either in support of another attraction across the state or for a tourism meeting. So that was at least 10 events that I could get my hands on, and feels like it was more than that. A number that I like to see that's growing, we had 767 students and teachers that came to the campus last year, and that was really from a period of late April through May, and then again in September. Now this year we're already lining up for some more tours with the school kids. And the last one, I thought about it, we had 8 on-air interviews on probably about 5 different radio stations from Minnesota, Nebraska, and Iowa. That's pretty nice to have when our budget is tight anyway on trying to buy advertising for a radio, and we've got these farm-related stations that are, they're calling us and saying, hey, we've got time, would you be on with us and tell us what's going on? So that's just a big overview of what's going on at Heartland Acres, some of the stuff we saw in 2012. I expect these numbers will be pretty close to the same again for 2013. So any questions?